Hi, my name is Nick Mirachik, and today I will be showing you how to build your own spectrometer. Let's get started. Here I have all my materials laid out for you guys. Got the solutions back here, all of the equipment you'll need to kind of make this. I used a knife, but you can a box cutter would probably be ideal. And for kind of just sealing off, see in here, stuff like that, electrical tape would probably be better. Just it keeps the light out a little bit better. But you can, use some intuition, some paper with some tape, and kind of come to a nice understanding there. But the first thing we're going to talk about here is creating this box. Now, imagine that this has been an unadulterated shoebox. You have nothing in here. Just fresh out the van store, you got yourself a nice pair of shoes. You're going to want to cut this lid off and then throw it to the side. And so then you'll have a kind of hollow box here. And then at this point, before you do anything, you just kind of want to make sure this is all flat, uniform, but it should be. You want to make sure that you can measure about 5.5 centimeters in, starting from the bottom in here. The distance doesn't really matter, but you'll have to change the other dimensions of the box if you don't make this 5.5 centimeters. So I would recommend following these guidelines as best you can. So once you've cut this out, you're going to need to cut out a square rectangular piece of cardboard here, like so, but do not cut your slits yet. That comes later. But yeah, once you cut it out, you can kind of fasten it in, as it says in step 3. You want to make sure this fits pretty firmly. And so once you have this firmly in, you can kind of play around with it. Yeah, so you just kind of get that in there. Now, next thing we do is going to be cutting the styrofoam sheets. So once you have this kind of whole apparatus, you will not have this diffraction grating built in yet. You're going to need to make sure that this fits. So the best way to do that is, I kind of lined it up like this. You take your measurements here between this chamber, this side and that side here, just ensuring you can take it on and off pretty firmly, but just to keep the light out, but also not too firmly as to make, removing the sample and adding a new one too difficult here. And so once you're done with that, you can cut another piece of cardboard, which is styrofoam, which is this top piece here. The parameters are listed in the procedure, but the parameters can vary. The main reason is just because you can move the mirror further forward or backwards. But once you get it on, you kind of want this front part to be flush with this, because that's where your slits are going to go, and you want that as close to your cuvettes as possible. So once your top piece is on here, I've used these little Q-tips that I've cut in half as bolts. So those fit in there right like that. I just used 3 in the back and 1 or 2 in the front. I think just 1 in the front maybe, but you can mix that up, it doesn't really matter. So once that's all done, we can start making we can start carving the cuvettes slot here. So this is probably in figure 1 of the procedure. You can it got a little confusing there, but you basically just cut this like about 1.5 or so centimeters by like 3 centimeters by about 3/4 of a centimeter down. And once you've done that, you can just fit your cuvettes right in there. And now, yep, we're all happy, or almost happy, but we still need a divider in there. So once you have those cuvettes in there, you take a thin piece of cardboard and just kind of etch your way in there. You can scratch it out with the cardboard or with a knife, just to make your divider. It's a little loose right now, but it'll fit a little more snug in your spectrometer, especially if you treat it a little better. It's been worn down a little bit. So once you have that, it's probably time for you to make your slits. So using measurement techniques just based on your cuvettes, and I think it's also listed in the procedure, you can fit this snugly on top, like so, And you're going to want to make sure that these slits line up. Sometimes it's easier to put the diffraction grating on before just so you can kind of see where the slits line up, but that is up to you. And so then once you have these slits lined up, you can make your measurement for the inlet hole of the LED, which is right here. That's going to go through. And so at this point, I'm kind of going to deviate from the step-by-step of the manual and just kind of show you what you need to do next. So here with your mirrors, these are about 1-inch square mirrors. I fastened them kind of like a wet floor sign. So if we were allowed more, we would probably use another one like this, but fastening them is a little bit of a hassle. And so I found that it is best to use it like this and just kind of get close. So at this point, you're kind of almost done here. The only thing left is just, once you've ensured that this is the right parameters here, the slits are about 3.5 by 7 centimeters to the center there. This kind of hits the center of them. You just want to, if you haven't already, put the diffraction grating on the top. You just cut a hole. The parameters are listed in the pre-lab. About, I don't know, it was like 10.75 centimeters. And this is where you're going to be looking through, and if you so desire, you can actually angle this. Sometimes it helps. It should generally help, but just getting the right phone angle will help you as well. So now let's just take a quick look at what the finished product would look like, and there will be examples of the spectra inside of the lab manual. But so you're going to have your LED here, and this goes completely inside here. And it's best if you have maybe somebody else, but you're going to need to line up the mirror. I don't know if you guys can see it right now, so excuse me, but you're going to want to line up the mirror and the slits. You can see that it is indeed passing through the cuvette, but the mirror isn't exactly lined up. So you go here, kind of look at your mirror. Okay. You put your top on. And then you try to kind of set it up here, and you should be able to see your dual beam spectra right there. And so hope you guys liked my video. I'm sorry if it was a little bit unprofessional, just because I don't have a cameraman today. So yeah, hope you guys have fun with the spectrometer build, and see you next time. Bye bye.